amends for what they did and feel as awful as anyone for what they did. And I think the world is much better when people give second chances, because
Amen.
we're not perfect, except for Isaac. Like, we're not perfect people.
I'm a tzaddik.
Yeah. Tzaddik in your generation.
That's the question, right? What does it mean? Same thing as Noah.
What
A
does
lot
it
of
mean?
people have compared Isaac to Noah.
Right, yeah. Not the fact that he has like a thing for taking animals and...
All right, we're probably going to have to edit that out. Is that why this bed is here? To uphold.
We're replacing your picture with my roommate from OJ.
Your roommate, Teddy Bear over there. Yeah.
I love that.
It's true.
Avery, well said. Rabbi AY, thoughts on what Rabbi Avery said?
Rabbi, I think somebody called me. My dad texted me one time this week, Rub Avery, and I had like a little panic attack. And I wanted to
panic attack, or you got a little emotional? Like,
no, panic attack.
Panic attack.
Anything with me to do with rabbis. It made me feel like I've committed some sort of crime and would need to go to prison.
Maybe therapy can be, all around that. That's definitely
we had
something to be examined.
2 sessions on that.
Yeah. I love this because I love when we really explore topics that sometimes are difficult. It's much easier for me to just look at this topic and be like, come on, and I love when we're kind of forced to really examine our cores and our deepest, values and maybe our fears. Parent in jail, there's so much that goes into it. First of all, what impact did it have on him or her? The child. What episode did it have on the person that you're dating? Like you said, did they work through it in therapy? How do they view their parent? Also, you have to know what happened that put them in jail.
Do they have to disclose? Do you think people should disclose it while they're dating or at some point?
Well,
when they're
for some
engaged,
people,
maybe?
they might want to, right? If you see fathers in prison, when it's talking about, mother, homemaker, father in jail, so.
Yes, Racheli Madoff, how are you?
Exactly. So, no, but there is a real big difference. If they went to jail because of, sometimes, like they say, when the government wants to get you, they're going to get you.
Yeah.
So let's say they went to jail because they got on somebody's bad side and somebody was out to get them, and it was really something that was, whatever, it was a Rubashkin scenario. Whatever you think about that it was really something that was, motivated by something outside of the norm. It's a struggle, and, it's something that other people do, and he really didn't want to, and he just got caught up in it. And, obviously we strive to lead the most honest lives we can. Those are two very different approaches to it. So yes, we also want to humanize the parent and realize that things do happen. So it really all comes down to, and maybe it's a little bit of a cop-out because you could really say this for anything that we're going to discuss in the podcast, but it really all comes down to communication. Are you dating somebody who's ready and willing and able, because that's a real big part of it. The ready and the willing sometimes is there, but the able is not there.
And if his name is Abel, and it's even better.
Then you
Just
got the
keep
full package.
Cain and keep Cain away.
Not even sure what we're talking about anymore.
No,
Cain and Abel.
Cain and Abel.
Right? The most important thing is to know yourself, right? And when people are, when these things happen to them and it causes them to really examine themselves, how does this affect me?
Yeah.
Going through all the things we've discussed about tonight. Parent in jail, divorced parent, sibling is gay, special needs, problems, all these things. When it really causes a person to become financial things. When it causes a person to be more thought out, every little thing. And it should be done before dating, but oftentimes, unfortunately, we don't necessarily. But you know what? If you do it together as a couple, that's a beautiful thing also. The more we know about ourselves, the better equipped we are to deal with life. It's just so undeniably true on a daily basis. You can really have the most beautiful relationships by understanding yourself. What makes you tick? Oh, I'm grumpy today. Why? Now I can explain that to my spouse, and we can work through it together. She can know when to help me out with this. We can grow together. So if these situations cause you to really become a deeper, more reflective person, I think that's an amazing thing.
Amen.
Well said.
I can't add much more. Well worded, and Avery, it's okay. We appreciate you.
Somehow it always ends up with Isaac saying these
I
things.
don't know how that happens. I don't know.
Nobody talks, nobody talks, nobody talks Shidduchim.
This is the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.